At 85 years old, most people believe it's too late to change your body. They think weakness, pain, and poor balance are just part of aging. But what if I told you that's not true? What if I told you that one 85-year-old decided to fight back, and what happened next will absolutely shock you? Because the truth is this: after 80, losing strength in your legs is one of the fastest ways to lose independence. Weak legs mean more falls. More falls mean more hospital stays. And too many hospital stays lead to a loss of freedom. It's a scary cycle. But here's the good news, and this is why you need to watch until the end. Even at 85, the body can rebuild strength. The legs can grow more stable. Balance can improve. Independence can be regained. And today, you're about to hear the amazing story of one senior who proved that age is just a number. Before we begin, let me pause for a second. If you're here watching this video, it already means something special. It means you care. It means you're not giving up. And let me tell you, most people your age don't take this step. But you're here, learning how to protect your future. That alone makes you stand out. So be proud of yourself. Now, let's talk about the beginning of this journey. Our 85-year-old friend, let's call him James, wasn't always strong. In fact, he struggled with the same issues many seniors face. His legs felt weak. Getting out of a chair was exhausting. Walking more than a few steps felt risky. And his biggest fear? Falling. One slip, one stumble, and his life could change forever. James admitted something to me that really stuck. He said, "I felt like my body was betraying me. Every day, I lost a little more strength. I didn't know how much longer I could stay independent." Can you imagine that feeling? Maybe you've felt it too. But here's where everything changed. One day, James decided he'd had enough. He wasn't ready to give up his independence. He wasn't ready to let his legs decide his future. And that decision, to fight back, was the turning point. What James did next is something anyone can do. He started small. He committed to just a few minutes a day. And over time, those small steps turned into something extraordinary. Now, before I reveal exactly what James did, let me remind you, don't click away, because the third step of his routine was the game changer. It's the one that shocked even his doctor. You'll want to see that. But first, let's talk about his starting point. In the first week, James struggled even with the simplest exercises. Standing up from a chair felt impossible. Holding his balance for a few seconds felt terrifying. His knees shook. His legs ached. But he didn't stop. And that's the lesson here. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. And here's the science behind why this works. The human body, even at 85, responds to movement. Muscles get stronger. Joints become more flexible. Balance improves with practice. It doesn't matter how old you are. Consistency beats age, every single time. So what exactly did James do? Let's dive into the first step of his leg transformation journey. Step 1 was rebuilding basic strength. And the exercise that made all the difference? The sit to stand. It's so simple, but it's powerful. James started by sitting in a sturdy chair. He placed his feet flat on the ground. And slowly, using his legs, he stood up, then sat back down. At first, he could only manage 2 or 3 repetitions. But with time, that number grew. Why does this matter? Because the sit-to-stand mimics one of the most important daily activities: getting up from a chair, the toilet, or the bed. And every time James practiced, he wasn't just exercising, he was training for independence. Now, let me pause here for a second. If you find this story inspiring so far, give this video a thumbs up. It really helps more seniors discover this kind of hope. Back to James. After just 2 weeks, something changed. His legs didn't feel quite as heavy. He could stand up without using his arms. And the look on his face when he realized this, pure confidence. That was the first spark of transformation. But James didn't stop there. He moved to the second part of his routine, balance training. Because strong legs mean little if your balance isn't steady. So every day, James practiced standing near a counter or a sturdy chair, lifting one foot slightly off the ground and holding it. At first, he lasted just a few seconds. But with time, his balance improved. This may sound simple, but it's a lifesaver. Do you know why most seniors fall? It's not always because of weakness. It's often because their balance fails. And just a few seconds of daily practice can retrain the brain and muscles to stay upright. James told me, at first, I was afraid. I thought I'd tip over. But one day, I realized I was standing tall, without wobbling. I hadn't felt that steady in years. Isn't that powerful? Now, here's where I need you to pay attention. Because the third part of James's routine is what shocked everyone, including me. It's the exercise that most seniors never do, and yet, it's the one that completely changed his legs. And I'll reveal that in just a moment. So don't go anywhere. But first, let me pause and say this directly to you. You're special. Yes, you. Do you know why? Because by watching this video, you're proving that you care about your future. Most people your age won't take action. But you're here, investing in yourself. That makes you exceptional. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Because every week, we share stories and tips like this, designed to help you stay strong, independent, and thriving, no matter your age. Now, let's get back to James. He had built strength. He had practiced balance. But the third step? This was the game changer. James's third step was something so simple, yet so overlooked, that most seniors never even think about it. But this one change, this one addition, made his transformation skyrocket. What was it? Walking. Now, before you say, oh, that's nothing new, let me explain. James didn't just walk randomly. He walked with intention. Every single day, he committed to just 5 minutes of steady walking. That's it. Not an hour. Not a long hike. Just 5 minutes, done consistently. At first, those 5 minutes felt like a marathon. His knees ached. His back was stiff. But he kept going. He used his walker for support at the beginning. Then, after a few weeks, he no longer needed it inside the house. By the second month, James was walking confidently down his street without fear. And here's the science behind it. Walking is the ultimate leg strengthener. It builds endurance, improves circulation, and reinforces everything you practice in exercises. The sit-to-stand gave him strength. The balance practice gave him stability. But the walking tied it all together, training his legs to work in the real world. James said something to me that gave me chills. He said, for years, I felt trapped in my home. But the day I walked to the end of my street and back without stopping, I felt free again. It was like I'd gotten my life back. Can you imagine that moment? The feeling of independence returning? That's the power of consistency. Now, I want you to imagine something. Picture yourself 3 months from now. You've been practicing these same 3 steps, sit-to-stands, balance training, and daily walking. Can you see yourself standing taller? Moving more confidently? Walking without fear of falling? That's not just a dream, it's possible. But you have to start. And that's where most people fail. They think, oh, it's too late. I'm too old. My body won't change. But James proved them wrong. At 85, he rebuilt his strength. And if he can do it, so can you. Now, let me pause for a quick second. If this story is inspiring you, hit the like button. Every thumbs up helps spread this message to more seniors who need hope. Let's go deeper into James's journey, because the results didn't happen overnight. In fact, the first few weeks were tough. His legs were sore. He doubted himself. There were days he wanted to quit. And maybe you felt that way before, starting something new, only to feel discouraged. But here's what made the difference. James stayed consistent. He didn't focus on perfection. He focused on progress. One more sit-to-stand. One more second of balance. One more step on his walk. And that's what created transformation. By the 4th week, his family noticed something. He no longer struggled to stand up at the dinner table. By the 6th week, he could climb the stairs more easily. And by the 8th week, James did something he hadn't done in years. He walked through the park without stopping. His daughter told me, I couldn't believe my eyes. He looked 10 years younger. His legs were steady. His face was glowing. He wasn't just surviving anymore, he was living. And here's the key lesson for you. Age does not define your limits. Your habits do. And when you change your habits, you change your future. Now, let me pause and talk directly to you. If you're over 80 or even 70 and you're listening to this, I want you to hear me clearly. You are not too old to change. Your legs are not done improving. Your future is not set in stone. With the right routine, you can add years of strength, confidence, and independence to your life, but only if you take action. And that's why I want you to do something right now. Drop a comment below and write, "I'm starting today." It might feel small, but it's powerful. It's a commitment. And who knows? Your comment might inspire another senior to take the same step. Now, let's talk about something even more surprising. James didn't just improve his legs. His entire life changed. You see, strong legs don't just mean easier walking. They mean better circulation, better posture, and even sharper thinking. Studies show that exercise can boost brain health and slow down age-related decline. James noticed it too. He said, "I feel clearer. My memory is sharper. I wake up with more energy." Isn't that incredible? By transforming his legs, he transformed his whole life. But there's more. Around the 3-month mark, James did something that left his doctor speechless. At his checkup, his blood pressure was lower. His balance test scores had improved. And when his doctor asked how, James simply said, "I walk. I stand. I practice." That's it. No fancy machines. No special pills. Just consistency. And here's where you come in. Imagine if every senior over 80 did what James did. Imagine the hospital visits we could prevent. Imagine the independence people could keep. Imagine the confidence, the joy, the freedom. That's the power of a simple, daily routine. But most people will never try. Most will keep telling themselves it's too late. But not you. Because you're still watching. And that tells me something powerful. You're different. You care. You're ready to take charge. And that makes you part of the few who will see real change. So let me ask you, will you take that first step today? Will you commit to just a few minutes a day, like James did? Because your future self is depending on the choice you make right now. And if you're thinking, "I don't know if I can stick with it," let me reassure you, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. Even a little effort, done daily, creates transformation. So let's recap what James did. Step 1. Sit to stands to build strength. Step 2. Balance training to stay steady. Step 3. Daily walking to tie it all together. 3 simple steps. That's all it took. Now, don't leave yet, because in the final part of this video, I'm going to share exactly how James's transformation ended, and the one message he wants every senior to hear. It's something that could change your mindset forever. But before we continue, hit that subscribe button. Don't miss the stories and tips we share every week, designed to keep you strong, independent, and thriving. 3 months after starting his journey, James stood in front of the mirror and hardly recognized himself. His legs were stronger, yes, but it wasn't just about the physical change. His confidence had returned. His independence had returned. His joy had returned. One morning, he shared a moment with his grandson that still makes me emotional. His grandson asked, "Grandpa, will you walk with me to the park?" In the past, James would have said no, worried he'd hold him back. But this time, he smiled, stood tall, and said, "Let's go." Hand in hand, they walked together to the park. James didn't need to sit down after a few steps. He didn't feel weak or embarrassed. He felt proud. And his grandson saw his hero, not fragile, not limited, but strong. This is the transformation I want for you. Not just stronger legs, but stronger memories. Not just longer life, but better life. Because life is about moments, and the healthier and stronger you are, the more of those moments you get to enjoy. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You're wondering, is it really possible for me? Can I, at 85, or 80, or even 70, see that kind of change? And the answer is yes. James is living proof. And so are thousands of seniors who've decided not to give up, but to rise up. But here's the truth. It won't happen by accident. You have to take the first step. And I want you to do that today. Even if it's just standing up from your chair 5 times. Even if it's holding onto your counter for balance. Even if it's walking to your mailbox. That's where it starts. Now, let's get personal for a second. You've watched this far into the video, and that tells me something powerful about you. It tells me you care about your health. It tells me you're not giving up. And it tells me you're special. Most people would have clicked away by now, but not you. You're still here, still learning, still fighting for a better tomorrow. And I want to celebrate you for that. You're one of the rare ones. So right now, if you feel proud of yourself for investing in your health, type "I'm worth it" in the comments. Because you are. You're worth the time, the effort, and the care. And your family deserves the best version of you too. Now let's return to James, because his journey didn't just end at the park. 6 months after he started, James's doctor told him something he'll never forget. His doctor said, "James, you've reversed your decline. At your age, most people are slowing down. But you're speeding up. You're gaining life back." And James looked at his doctor and said, "I just started doing the things I wish I had done years ago. But better late than never." That's the message I want to leave you with. Better late than never. Whether you're 65, 75, 85, or even 95, your body can still respond. Your muscles can still grow. Your balance can still improve. Your confidence can still return. But you have to begin. And here's the secret most people don't realize. Consistency beats intensity. You don't need to do hours of exercise. You don't need to sweat buckets. You don't need to feel exhausted. You just need a few simple movements, done daily, to create lasting change. James's story proves it. And now, it's your turn. Imagine 6 months from now. You're standing taller. You're walking steadier. You're moving with ease. Your family is looking at you with pride. You're not just surviving, you're thriving. That future is possible. And it begins today. Now, if this video has inspired you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend, a sibling, or anyone who needs hope. Because together, we can help more seniors discover that age is not the end of strength. It's just the beginning of a new chapter. And before we wrap up, let me remind you, hit the subscribe button. Every week, we share powerful tips, exercises, and stories to help you stay strong, independent, and full of life. Don't miss out. Subscribe, like this video, and comment below so we can keep this community growing. Finally, I want to leave you with James's own words. When I asked him what advice he would give to anyone watching this video, he said, "Don't wait until it's too late. Your legs are your freedom. Take care of them, and they'll take care of you." That's the truth, right there. Your legs are your freedom. Protect them. Strengthen them. Cherish them. And remember, the transformation you just heard about, the one that shocked even James's doctor, can be your transformation too. But only if you begin. So here's your challenge. Today, do one small thing for your legs. One sit to stand. One balance hold. One short walk. And when you do, know that you've taken the first step in your own journey to strength and independence. This is your story waiting to be written. Will you write it? Thank you for watching. You're not just a viewer, you're part of a movement. A movement of seniors proving that life doesn't end at 80 or 85. In fact, it can get stronger, brighter, and better. So, hit like, leave a comment, share this with someone you care about, and subscribe for more. Together, let's rewrite the story of aging. And I'll see you in the next video. Disclaimer: this video is for educational purposes only and does not provide medical advice. Always consult your doctor before starting any new exercise routine, especially if you have health concerns or conditions.